Jo, damit hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück zu The Suicide of Rachel Foster. Ich hole mal schon mal meine nervige Taschenlampe raus. Ist mir das vorher nicht aufgefallen ist, dass es hier sowas gibt. Oh. Ich hätte also auch von hier aus da reingekonnt. Oh, das gefällt mir schon gar nicht. Warte mal, ich bin jetzt hier. Nee. Hier bin ich falsch, das weiß ich. Hier bin ich vollkommen falsch. Aber wir haben diese Skizzen gefunden. Vielleicht irgendwo was am Rand, was ich vielleicht irgendwie übersehen habe oder so? Warum ist dieser Punkt hier? Das hier bin ich. So, und da kam ich her. Okay, ich mache hier mal kurz einen Cut und suche das, bevor das wieder Stunden dauert. Bis gleich.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
We have to call someone. You have to get out of there right now.
No. I found a key. It's from my old music box. The one in Leonard's room.
I'm having a hard time following.
If everything in here is Rachel's, then why is my music box's key here?
I don't know and I don't want to know. Tell you what I think? Someone could have been in your room.
It doesn't matter.
How can you be so calm?
If someone was in there, he's not here now. I need to grab the chance to figure out what the hell is going on, or went on, here. Yes.
Nicole, listen. I already know what you're gonna say, but please trust me. Get out of there.
Nein.
No way.
You do realize you found the replica of a girl's bedroom. This is sick. This is
The more things get freaky, bizarre, and painful, the more I need to figure out why all of this.
We'll figure it out with the sheriff. once you're out of there, into a safe hotel room in town. Please, just...
Listen, a bunch of strange things happened since I got here. Think about it. Phone calls on a dead line, old lipsticks that don't go bad. Leonard's notes where he says he saw a girl that's supposedly been dead for 10 years, and now this!
All good reasons to get out of there. We both agree that saving your skin is top priority, right?
I've looked over every inch of this place, and there's no one.
If it's true, you realize what that means.
What? What are you trying to tell me?
Your father... he spent years in there, in total solitude, with the weight of his family and Rachel on his conscience. He wasn't the kind of guy to just let the past slide with a shrug. You know that too.
Soll das ein Scherz sein?
You're joking, right? You think he did this?
Think about it. That room could be an act of love. Distorted, even morbid, but in his eyes...
How dare you? My father might have had a lot of weaknesses, but surely what you're saying... Leave out that he cheated on my mom. Leave out that he fell in love with a 16-year-old, but fucking hell, don't you dare even think that! He would never have built a fucking underground shrine for a dead person.
Your father had changed in the end. You didn't spend time with him, but I met him, and I'm telling you.
No! I don't give a shit about what you have to say.
I just want you to know that...
If you don't want to help discover the truth, don't call me.
Okay.
Asshole. How dare you? You don't know shit. You don't know fuck. Finally, a bit of peace and quiet. It'll help me clear my head without those incessant phone calls. I'm not a fucking switchboard, for fuck's sake. Okay, let me piece things together. I just found out there's a room dedicated to Rachel Foster in my father's hotel. Maybe with items from her real room. Holy Jesus, that's freaky. Some people think she didn't commit suicide, and some even think she's still alive. Maybe if I think through my steps, I can work something out. First thing, the phone call. They said Rachel isn't dead. Then the lipstick from 10 years ago turns up, still good. And then my father's various notes where he says he still sees her. If that were true, it might explain the sighting by her friend here in the Timberline. And now I find her retainer box, but no retainer. That room might not be a reconstruction. If Rachel didn't kill herself, Rachel could have lived here. But if she's still alive, why doesn't she tell her parents? Unless they're all in cahoots. No suicide, no Timberline money. No, I'm just being paranoid. And then there'd be no reason for her to live in a fucking underground replica of her room. My key in the middle of Rachel's stuff. Is it a message? Where do I fit in? Are you trying to tell me something, Dad? My music box with the hockey player. I don't think I have the guts to hear that tune again. But I must. The 27th of December, 1983. The hockey finals at Missoula. Us against Cold Springs High. We won by sudden death after a 3-hour game, and I got the medal for the most number of face-offs won. According to the papers, that was the night Rachel killed herself. Coming home, Mom barely had the time to pull into the garage that I was already racing up to you, waving the medal in your face, Daddy. I was so happy. But you had other things on your mind, right? And you and Mom started fighting. The voices getting louder. That long silence when she comes down the stairs with the suitcases and Mrs. Bryce tries to stop her. Mom's car stays here, and we leave with my Uncle John's. I never found out what started that fight. Mom never wanted to talk about it. Are you trying to, Daddy?
Okay. Ja, das ist ein wenig komisch. Aber, es kommt das Aber, wenn es jetzt wirklich so ist, wie sie denkt, dass sie sich hier die ganze Zeit lang nur versteckt hat aufgrund dessen wegen dem Geld. Was ist, wenn jemand anders das Hotel kauft? Irgendwann wird's doch auffallen.
I'm okay.
I was dying on this chair.
You're right. That room freaked me out. So, I looked around the entire hotel, and if there's still a chance of getting to the bottom of this story, then it's gotta be behind the locked door on the last floor, in the attic.
That wing has been condemned for years.
I know, I'll be careful.
Okay.
There are too many things that I took for granted. It's as if someone was putting pieces of my past in front of me, to show them to me under another light.
Who are you talking about, Nikki?
Maybe it's my father. In my music box, I found the medal I won the night Rachel died. Dad could have put it there, and if he did, there must be a reason.
It all sounds insane.
The night Rachel died. Maybe I have to start from there. I played in that really long hockey game. But what was going on in the meantime? You remember that night, Irving?
I think I was at church with my family.
Church. That night we had a mass for the poor here. We held one every year. As usual, Mom volunteered to take me to the game, but she was so busy with the soup kitchen that I was afraid she was going to be late. I remember while she ran around, she said she ordered me to close the mezzanine.
You mean the intermediate floor above the reception? What's in there?
A storeroom.
Have you been up there?
No, I'd forgotten all about it. I'd better take a look before moving on.
Okay. Ein Blick in Sehe öffnen. Damit bin sie in der richtigen Position. Oh, ich hasse solche Puppen. Ich hasse sie einfach. Ich mag das absolut nicht. Oh Gott, nein.
Irving? Hello? Can you hear me? I'm on the mezzanine, and it's a nightmare. There are mannequins everywhere. They're set up like in a scene. There's one with a hockey stick. Wait, what the fuck? That's my stick! If you're listening to me, whoever set up this representation, I think they want to tell me that Rachel was killed? But why my hockey stick? Hello? Hello? Oh God, why isn't he answering? Irving, I swear I'm not kidding. This is a huge deal. If you can hear me, it's time to make that phone call.
Ihr habt doch auch gehört, dass sich da irgendjemand bewegt hat, oder? Da ist irgendjemand draußen rumgelaufen.
Where are you, Nicole?
It's about time. Did you hear my messages?
How many doors have you opened, Nicole? How many are still missing?
What? Are you drunk?
Keep going.
Hello? Hello, Irving.
Hier hat das gerade geklingelt. Ach, Nicole vielleicht aufgrund dessen, weil sie, Rachel war ja in einigem besser als sie, ja, und ihr Vater, den sie so sehr geliebt hat, der hatte eigentlich nur noch Augen für Rachel und auf einmal hat er ein Kind mit ihr gehabt und wäre dann mit ihr weg gewesen. Es ist vielleicht so, dass sie so gesehen mit ihrem Hockeyschläger so gesehen ihr das Baby rausgeprügelt hat oder sie mit verwählt sich hinter der Tür. Geschlossene Tür im zweiten Stock. Ja, das würde ich auch gerne wissen. Hat da vielleicht irgendwo einen Schlüssel? Aber was ist, wenn sie irgendwie, keine Ahnung, so psychische Probleme gehabt hatte? Und dann wirklich halt mit dem Hockeyschläger ihr so gesehen das Baby rausgeprügelt hat. Und sie deswegen sich das Leben genommen hat. Weil sie halt mit Nicoles Vater zusammen sein wollte. Okay, vielleicht ist der Hockeyschläger so gesehen ein Zeichen dafür, so von wegen, dass sie es war und aufgrund irgendeiner psychischen Sache, die ihr passiert ist, hat sie das jetzt auf einmal wieder alles verdrängt? Ich brauche nur den Einstellung. So, ich habe mir gedacht, also nachdem ich so ein bisschen noch das Hotel durchsucht habe, keine Ahnung, guckst du vielleicht mal hier oben, wo die Tür zu war und ja, sie ist jetzt auf. Da geht's nicht rein, da geht's nicht rein. Okay, was ist das? Funksprechgerät. Das war doch diese Ladestation, wo sie auch ihr Telefon aufladen konnte.
Hello?
I imagine you found my room.
What? What does all this mean?
That's a question I've asked myself many times. What does all this mean, Irving? How far do you want to push yourself? How much can you take?
What?
Every memory. painstakingly gathered, every reconstructed piece, every little element retrieved from the dark. A photo, a hairband, a lipstick. It means remembering, Rachel. That's what all this means. I didn't choose this path. I had to do it.
What did you do, Irving?
These walls oozed with memories. The memories get into the walls. Under the floorboards, they creep into the crawl spaces.
You're not with FEMA. You, Jenkins, you never talked to him. Your boss, the phone call, all those weird events. You were behind all of them.
Someone had to bring the last piece of the memory puzzle here. The most important one. You.
Me?
Your father wanted to keep you out of it. I convinced him that only you could resolve the equation, as he called it.
I don't understand.
How could you? Over the last few days, you got a little taste of what it means to dig around in the past, hunting for memories that scratch away behind every wall in the night. We did it for years, day after day after day.
All lies.
I have nothing against lies. I grew up around lies. But now it's time for the truth to come out. Finally.
Who are you, really?
I want to tell you a story. There was an invisible boy. Like everyone, he just wanted to run on the grass, ride a bike, swim in the lake in summer. But his father had other plans for his soul. In his dark world made of silence and prayer, there shone only one star. His wonderful sister. A heavenly creature that spent hours telling him fairy tales in secret. She who told him what a free and strong man he would become one day.
Rachel?
She was like that. Free and strong. At the time, I didn't understand her dyslexia. Or what retard meant. That's what they called her at school. But I could hear her cry at night. I wanted to protect her. But I couldn't. One day, that beautiful, luminous creature met someone. A human being that saw her. For real.
My dad.
Yes. And I was the invisible witness of what happened. A love. Simply a love. Nothing more, nothing less. But that love was too much, and it would be punished. Who paid for this love, Nicole?
Rachel. Rachel was your sister. Now I remember you.
You were too caught up with your hatred for Rachel to notice the innocent little kid that sometimes tagged along.
I didn't hate your sister. I was just jealous.
Doesn't matter. Those days are over.
How could I have forgotten you?
I was raised to be forgotten.
What do you want from me?
The day my sister paid with her life for her love, we all died. We make up the history of the Timberline.
It was a tragedy. But you...
We all got frozen there, in that very moment. In that confined horizon of events. As you'll understand. As you've already begun to understand.
I want to know what you want from me.
You have to keep going to get to where I wasn't able to go. You will be the new witness. You owe it to us. And you owe it to her.
Das ist der Raum, wo der Rachel rumgemacht hat, oder was?
A few years have passed since I last used this old tape recorder. I think you were in elementary school. I imagine a testament should start in a poised manner. My dear Nicole, my favorite daughter, etc., etc. Poised, weighty, serious, irrevocable. I prefer asking you how you are. How are you, Nikki? You're probably tired. I can imagine. At this point of your journey, the marks and voices of this old hotel will have already whispered all their secrets. You've always been good at solving puzzles. In this, you surely resemble more your mother than me. Irving has always been convinced that you, only you, could surmount the fear and suffering that exuded from these hallways. We tried. We waited. We were terrified. We studied. We listened. We listened to her. But all the love in the world wasn't enough to decipher those muted vowels, those wide open eyes, those tears of light. In your time and space, in the here and now, I will no longer be with you. But it doesn't matter. Trust me, it doesn't. I have a new theory, Nikki. Love is and remains. It is in the wood you stand on, in the walls that keep up this hotel,
Who are you
in the
talking
air
about?
we breathe. And sometimes it hates. It hates those who didn't allow it, those who cast it aside with indifference, and those who can't recognize it. Stars still emanate their light, even after collapsing, right? There's a lot of light here. There's light in death. I want to free myself of all this darkness. I can no longer see the stars. I'm tired of surviving in this limbo. So, how are you, Nikki? I'm good. I will be good. Figure out what Rachel is saying, Nikki. She's here.
Das ist die Uhr, die sie erwähnt hat. Die man hören konnte. Claire. Das war ihre Mutter, oder? Ja, das war ihre Mutter. Und man hat halt eben diesen kleinen Käfer auf den Fotos gesehen. Also jetzt nicht ein Käfer, der krabbelt, sondern das Auto Käfer. Wo, soll ich sagen, also die Motorhaube befindet sich ja nicht hinten, sondern die befindet sich vorne. So ein kleines bisschen geöffnet war. Und ich nehme an, dass da drin irgendetwas ist.
Hello.
Leonard was a very special man. His soul was big enough to love both you and Rachel.
I knew my father's soul better than anyone.
You were just a jealous kid.
Don't you dare try to make me feel guilty. You don't...
I just want you to get to the truth.
So why didn't you tell me about the truth?
Tell who? The Nicole who thought eating beans was the worst tragedy and couldn't wait to finish this business and run away, forgetting everything all over again?
You don't know anything about what my mother and I went through.
But you're different to when you got here. Now you can discover the truth, a truth that otherwise would have destroyed you. I didn't lie to you.
I'm sorry about Rachel. I hated her, and I hated my father, but I never wanted it to end like that. I understand your pain, maybe better than anyone. Betrayal, shame, death. My family was destroyed, just like yours. How much longer does this pain have to last?
It'll be over soon.
What else is there to know?
You want the truth. Well, I can't give it to you. I've already given you everything I could. Now you have to tie the pieces together.
What does that mean?
Your father always said we are the sum of the people we take with us, and you abandoned these people. Here, in this place.
Enough riddles, Irving. I'm tired.
Me, too. You're the only one who can give a finale to this story. It's time you open the last door.
Ja, das ist der Kofferraum. Rote Dicke oder irgendwie sowas. Ach, keine Ahnung, vielleicht so eine Art Schattenrock oder so. Aber ich nehme mal an, dass eine Art Beweisstück ist und sonst irgendwie was. Oder da irgendwas dran ist. Also, dass wir das irgendwie... Keine Ahnung, vielleicht Wasser drüber laufen lassen und dann sehen wir... ob das hier ist, ob das wirklich Blut ist oder sonst irgendwas und bla bla bla.
Oh God. How could I have forgotten? I saw everything. I was there. All the pieces were in front of my eyes.
A kid's eyes.
It was the same night as the hockey game in Missoula. Reverend Foster was so busy with the preparations of the meals for the giving to the poor at the Timberline Church. And my mother, Claire, said that we would get back from the game in time for the distribution. She convinced my father to help the Reverend, and he'd come with his whole family. You and Rachel.
Yeah. I remember it like it was yesterday.
I couldn't find my stick. I panicked and I went down to the garage. Claire was there, red in the face. Her look.
Her look?
It was just a fleeting feeling. That's why I erased it from my memory. I had to erase it, understand?
What was in her look?
It just wasn't her. It was like a frightful creature. A disturbed, dangerous animal. I've never seen her like that before or after. Not even on her deathbed. And then she put her hands on her hips, exhausted. She smiled. And there she was again, my mom. I thought it must have just been the impression of a moment. I had the finals against Cold Springs High awaiting me. I climbed in the car, throwing my bag into the back seat. My hockey stick was there. Claire said she'd cleaned it. She'd cleaned it.
Go on.
No, I don't.
Go on!
We got there on time and I played. Best game of my life. And the last. Claire was on the bleachers encouraging me and cheering. And then I lost sight of her. For 2 whole periods, I think. And later, when I asked, she said she'd moved because Marty O'Donegal's father was getting on her nerves. But it wasn't true.
Just enough time to go back to the car.
Don't say it. Irving, don't say it. Don't say a thing. I don't... I traveled all the way with Rachel's body and the baby she carried inside of her in the trunk, rolled in the blanket. God, oh my God. She killed Rachel.
Thank you, Nikki.
You've had your revenge. I hope all this gives you the peace you were looking for.
I wanted you to help me uncover the truth.
You're saying you didn't know that Claire...
I was only a kid. Plus, she never wanted me to get to the bottom of it.
Rachel is here?
You know, I think she's still protecting me. But I'm grown up now. Now, we can all be reunited at last.
What? Wait, where are you going? Listen, we can work things out. What happened is terrible, but all the main players in this story are dead. Get it? Dead. We are still alive. We're alive. Me, you, we didn't do anything.
That's exactly what we did wrong, Nicole. We didn't do anything. It's beautiful here. Rachel told me about it so many times, but I never thought it was so beautiful.
What? Irving, where are you?
It's wide as far as the eye can see, beyond the mountains.
You left the hotel? But it's too cold. You'll die out there. Irving, please.
I've lived in the dark for years. You freed me. And now I can finally rest in the light. I can go back to her.
Don't go. You can't. Don't leave me, too. We have our drink.
It's not a goodbye, my tough, pragmatic, stubborn Nikki. We'll meet again. Another time. Beyond this horizon of events. Everything is...
Irving? Irving? I don't want to stay alone here. Everything seems to be becoming dark. I'm scared. Who's there? Rachel? Is that you?
Krass. Also es ist eigentlich ganz anders ausgegangen, als ich es eigentlich gedacht habe. Ja.
Yes?
Nicole, it's me, Jenkins, the attorney. Finally I can get through. You don't know how many times I've tried. I can't hear you. The connection's bad. How are you? I was really worried about the storm.
I'm good.
Great. I'm glad. You're sure you get...
Listen, I don't want to sell the hotel anymore.
What? Damned interference. I didn't catch you. What'd you say?
I don't want to sell the hotel anymore. You've been really nice. Your job is done. Thanks.
Oh, well, I see. Well, you're the owner, and you got every right to decide. But maybe we should talk about it in person. I want to understand. This kind of decision...
I'm back home, and I have to stay here. Forever.
Wait a sec, let's talk. Oh, there's also my food.
You know, Mom, I was thinking about going to the lake. Remember where we went with Uncle John last year? Daddy and I started talking about the stars. You can't see them during the day, but they're always there. You feel like it? I would so like it. And we can have dinner at Doc Smith's diner on the bank. Rachel and Irving could come with us? What do you think? It would be so nice to be all together. Mom, Dad, it would be so nice. Wait, I did all that you asked me. Stop it, please. Anger shouldn't rule our life. You said that. I'm scared. I don't want to die. It's getting dark. I can't see the light. I'll stay here with you, Daddy. Mom, we'll bring back the timberline to its fortune together. We will be happy again, all together. Yes. Like a whole family. No more anger.
Also... Ich bin ganz ehrlich, also... Ich mochte das Spiel. Es kam eigentlich ganz anders, als ich eigentlich gedacht habe. Wie gesagt, also unter Horror würde ich es definitiv nicht einstufen. Eher mehr so... Thriller-mäßig. Da passt es auf jeden Fall rein. Und es ist auf jeden Fall mal was anderes. Auch, ja, es war sehr storylastig, aber die Story hat mir auf jeden Fall gefallen. Bin ich ganz ehrlich, also ich muss sagen, ich fand's echt gut. Ich hoffe mal, es hat euch auch gefallen. Wenn ja, dann würde ich mich über einen Daumen nach oben freuen. Wenn ihr nicht abonniert habt, dann tut das. Wenn ihr Bock drauf habt, dann sieht man sich beim nächsten Mal wieder. Bleibt gesund, passt auf euch auf. Haut rein.